Welcome to our school's podcast. Here we're going to show you how teachers, parents, and pupils can share advice, tips, and know-how to bring the best out of all of us. Learning is a joint experience, and through our series of interviews, we can all learn more and achieve even greater things. Here is this week's host.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Of course, this is, the Grizzly Talk Podcast with your host, Kennedy Patterson, y'all. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I hope that you guys are still staying safe. Of course, we're still in the quarantine style of things, and we're still practicing our social distance, of course, but hopefully you guys are staying safe. Our safety, you guys' safety, GGC community safety is our top priority here at Grizzly Talk Podcast. So, I say to the Grizzly fans out there, make sure you guys drink water every 15 minutes. Stay healthy, eat healthy, stay indoors. Don't go outside unless you really have to. Now, today is kind of a exciting episode today because we're going to be talking about GGC news for sure. But we're technically just doing a little bit of housekeeping with us here at Grizzly Talk Podcast, just to make sure you guys are aware of a lot of things that we're doing here at Grizzly Talk Podcast Network. Of course, I announced this yesterday, so you guys can follow our Instagram. It's Grizzly_Talk. Again, that's Grizzly_Talk. And I announced this yesterday. Staying connected internationally is our mission for our international network. As many people may know, Grizzly Talk Podcast now is internationally known. So it's really good to see that. So our GGC community can see the growth. Today we reach about, I want to say 4 other countries around the world for our viewership. That is Japan, Guam, Spain, and Iran, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. I am so proud of that because, the growth of that is really amazing. And to see that now we have about 13 countries that listen to us, whether it's on our podcast show here, Grizzly Talk Podcast, or even our radio station at GTP 94.6, the radio station. They made that you guys make this thing possible. And to see the growth of that and see that, people are actually looking forward to that is really amazing. And GTP 94.6, the radio station, has been really growing up. The last couple of days, we were able to put, of course, the GDN Classic games on our radio station. Each game, they range about 2 to 3 hours long. So it really is an exciting time to have those games on our radio station. I do want to thank GGC Athletics and GDN for allowing us to put that on our radio station so that way you guys can have a blast from the past. It really amazing to hear the sights and sounds of each game. And there's going to be plenty more games coming up within the GTP, of course, 94.6 radio station. So you guys stay tuned for that as well. And if you guys didn't follow us yet, of course, with our 1,708 followers on our Instagram, I personally post this post today. Guardians, and I know we're talking about GGC, and I'm going to get to that, but Guardians is my new film that, I shared on the GTP network. I shared it on our Instagram, the trailer of it. And the purpose of that is to challenge every GGC cinematography media major at GGC to create something very special, whether it's at home. I don't recommend you guys go out and film out in the field now because we're still kind of practicing our social distancing. But I do challenge GGC students that are in the CMAT majors to create something very special. And send it to me because I would love to see your work. And, who knows? We might even have it on our Instagram. So, yeah, so you guys never know about that. So I'm excited for that. And hopefully that you guys, hopefully you guys do your thing. And if you guys are very interested in that, please, I want you to create something very special, appropriate, that is, something very special. Send it to GTP, Grizzly Talk Podcast, because we want to know, we want to see it, and, who knows, we might even, put it up on there. So now, let's get on to the GGC news. Of course, there's a couple of RSOs that are keeping the spirits alive during this whole social distancing. Of course, yesterday marked the first day of summer classes, and I do want to say to the students out there who are taking summer classes, best of luck to you guys. Honestly, stay safe while doing these classes, but best of luck to you. Yes, indeed. And of course, I will be taking summer classes as well. I was able to take summer classes this time around. I'm taking about four summer classes. So I am taking advertisement, quantitative analysis, HR, and I'm also doing the internship with GGC Athletics. By the way, GGC Athletics with the internship, we're going to post later on tomorrow. We're going to announce line 2 of promotional items. Again, I want to hear you guys' voice. If you guys see line 1, you guys can see it now on our Instagram, but line 2 photos will be released tomorrow. And I really want to give the student engagement. My whole purpose within the campaign of internship with GGC Athletics is we're catering back to the students. I actually did a Zoom press conference video chat with the athletics operations director in marketing yesterday, and we talked about some really, really good things that we want to do and really amp up our athletics division. And we're catering back to our students. That was the goal that we had in our conversation yesterday. Is we're catering back to our students, and we want to hear from our students. We want to care for our GGC community within our students. So when we do these posts with the line 2 promotions, and when we're starting to plan different things, we want to hear from you guys. We want to hear what you guys would like to see from GGC Athletics, and then I can possibly make it happen for GGC. So just let us know. We want to hear from you. Back to what I mentioned, of course, some RSOs are keeping the the spirit, the GGC pride alive. Of course, shout out, and this kind of goes out to our shout out here today for our podcast show. Shout out goes out to the Wellness Recreation Center over at GGC. Yes. So, of course, they are able to share their posts, and they're getting more interactive within the GGC community when it comes to workout now. I do work out myself. I like a good workout. I'm possibly a little tidbit behind the scenes. I am going to the gym later today. If you guys go to the gym, ladies and gentlemen, it is safe to go to the gym, but wear a mask. Still do your 6 feet social distancing. Don't touch anything. And the gym I go to, they're really practicing up. They're having a lot of defected sprays, and of course some things to spray down machines, and some Lysol wipes. They're having all of that. So if you do go to the gym, please be sure to be careful. Personally, I have to go to the gym because it's a health thing for me, and it's meditation for me, so that's why I'm able to do it. But if you're able to find ways to do workout in your home, I recommend it. If you're able to walk in your neighborhood, I would do it. Ride a bike in your neighborhood, yes, it is safe. So they tell us, they on their latest post, they did about an hour ago, GGC Wellness Recreation Center says, sometimes music can be the perfect motivator. That what song gets you ready to crush your fitness goals? Tell us in the comments or share with us in our story. So I actually might participate in this because I do work out. And they want you to tell us your favorite workout song. Now, I have so many workout songs that I listen to. Some that I might not say on the podcast because it may not be super appropriate. But I do listen to EDM, of course, electronic dance music to help me work out. My music has to be fast-paced, either when I'm running on the treadmill, if I'm lifting weights, or if I'm pulling weights, or if I'm doing bench press. I have to listen to fast-paced music because fast-paced music really gets to me. It really gets my energy up. If I'm listening to a very slow song, then I can't. It's very slow, and I'm moving slow, and I just can't really work out well. I saw this other thing on their Instagram, of course. Let's see that footwork, Grizzlies. Of course, shout out to @_ it's Isabel. Elizabeth. Woo, I'm sorry, y'all. Show us those stair challenge with a little extra at the end. I think you can do it. She did a challenge, and it's so cool. So she's able, and I'll play it. So It's really cool how she did it. She did the moonwalk on the stairs. Those are very very cool. I really like it. So shout out to Wellness Recreation Center, y'all. I remember when I first saw that video. That video was very funny. Very funny.
Good morning,
of course.
My name is Aaliyah Muhammad, Assistant Director of Admissions for Recruitment at Georgia Gwinnett College, and I'm taking over our Instagram today. So please be sure to leave any questions you may have in our story so I can answer them on the spot. I actually graduated from GGC myself. I was pretty involved on campus, lived on campus, and now I work here. So please ask any questions you have, and I can't wait to chat with you all. Go Grizzlies!
Of course she did. Of course, Leah Muhammad, again, good friend of mine, fellow RA of mine. She was an RA as well as I was. I believe the first year and maybe the second year. I can't remember. It was so long ago since I was an RA. But of course, she's taken over the GGC admissions. She posted this about 2 hours ago, so she's taken over admissions all day today, and it's really good. That she's doing something like this to, keep the thing alive and keep GGC alive and in great spirits. And it's really cool to see, students or past students, they do Instagram takeovers. And that's something that we're thinking about doing here with us, with GTP, having a student take over our accounts. And of course, a little tidbit for you guys, we actually announced today that we were doing some takeovers with GGC Athletics. So that's to come very soon. So I just cannot wait for that for sure. And of course, another thing I want to bring up on the podcast today, of course, apply to be a student trip leader for the 2020-2021 Alternative Service Break trip with the Office of Student Involvement and the Student Center. If you're looking for a significant student leadership experience and are committed to serving others, this is a role for you. Get this, ladies and gentlemen, the Alternative Break program affords GGC students to the opportunity to engage in a community-based project during Georgia Gwinnett College designated spring break. And I've seen this because every spring break, I think last year they went to Washington, D.C., and then the year before that, I believe they went to New Orleans. So this is a great trip. Of course, the trip provides opportunities to explore social, economic, political, and cultural issues through unique immersive experiences. These experiences aim to facilitate critical thinking and the exchange of ideas, as well as testing academic concepts in the field with follow-up in the classroom and communities. Of course, they're going to be doing this trip taking place March 7th through the 12th of 2021. That's next year. They were going to do it this year. I didn't know where they went. They were trying to go to this year, but obviously they weren't able to do this spring break trip, obviously due to what was going on. But next year, they're going out and they're doing this trip, and this is a great opportunity. If you don't have any plans for spring break next year, I know that's far from now, but if you don't have any plans for spring break next year and you really want to learn about community service and learn leadership service, take this opportunity to take this trip with your fellow classmates next year, March 7th through the 12th of 2021. So that'll be next year. Unfortunately, I'll be long gone and graduated, so I probably won't be able to participate and do podcasting over this when it comes next year. But I really hope you guys take the opportunity and really explore this trip. So that's going to wrap it up here for the Grizzly Talk podcast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's show. Please be sure to follow our Instagram. That's Grizzly_Talk. That is Grizzly Talk Podcast official Instagram, as you might be aware. Stay tuned for later on this week as we announce more things to come later this week from our GTP network. And, I always say this, please be safe. Drink water every 15 minutes. Don't touch anything. Don't touch anybody. Stay 6 feet apart from each other. And stay safe and go Grizzlies.
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you.
Please be advised that this podcast is meant for educational and informational purposes only and is in no way a replacement for legal or medical advice. The opinions contained within are solely those of the interviewers and interviewees and should be received as so. Those seeking help or advice are encouraged to obtain professional legal and medical services.